Listen, the Washington Mystics just put belt to ass on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron was out there cooking with hot grease. Stir the pot, stir the pot. Keep cooking, Sonia. That was a show.
The Chicago Sky recently endured a tough 103-86 defeat at the hands of the Washington Mystics, a loss that raises some uncomfortable questions. Angel Reese logged 28 minutes on the floor and notched an impressive double-double with 22 points and 13 rebounds. On paper, that stat line looks solid, but the reality tells a different story. Despite her numbers, the Sky were thoroughly outplayed while she was on the court, and even the commentators couldn't help but critique her performance. Meanwhile, Mystics rookies Sonia Citron and Kiki Arafin made franchise history by each scoring over 20 points in the same game, a remarkable feat for two newcomers. This begs the question, is Angel Reese actually becoming a liability for her team? And what moments during the game drew so much public scrutiny and live TV embarrassment? If you think Reese is hurting her team's chances, drop a me-bounds in the comments. Let's get into it.
Let's get it! Bang! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump. Not great! Bang!
Me bound, me bound, me bound, me bound, me bound, me bound, me bound.
Yeah! Again! Do it for me. Me bound! Bang!
Let's be honest, there's an issue that's been impossible to ignore all season. Angel Reese may be racking up double-doubles, but the Chicago Sky continue to suffer one lopsided loss after another, with just 7 wins against 19 losses. The team sits at the bottom of the standings and remains far from playoff contention, currently trailing by 6 games from even a remote shot at the postseason. What makes this situation even more frustrating is the timing. Their ongoing losing streak actually began before Reese returned from her back injury.
6 for 16. Shot 35%, 22 points, 13 rebounds, got to the free throw line multiple times, 11 free throws for Angel Reese, but the bloopies were blooping, and oh boy, here we go. All right, we go, right, easy open layup, and a stoink right off the bottom of the backboard, and we're just asking for a foul. We're asking for a foul. We throw the ball off the bottom, that's like the bottom side of the backboard, asking for a foul, no foul to be given in this current point in time.
The matchup against the Washington Mystics perfectly highlights the ongoing struggles. Angel Reese posted 22 points and 13 rebounds, extending her streak of double-doubles to 11 straight games. At first glance, those numbers seem impressive until you look at the final score. The Sky suffered a 17-point defeat, falling 103-86, with their defense crumbling throughout the game. Reese was on the floor for 28 minutes, yet Chicago couldn't hold their ground, especially in the paint, where the Mystics racked up 52 points. That stat alone speaks volumes about the defensive presence or lack thereof in the post.
Okay, new strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's gonna be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! Bang! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. A me-bound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another pray-up. How about it? Bang! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Bang! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
This is where things get particularly tough for Chicago and for Angel Reese in particular. Washington rookies Sonia Citron and Kiki Arafin made WNBA history by becoming the first rookie pair in Mystics franchise history to each score 20 or more points in the same game. Citron poured in 28 points, while Arafin contributed 22 points, along with 10 rebounds. These two newcomers didn't just hold their own, they dominated, outshining Chicago's veteran lineup and making the Sky look completely overmatched on their own home court.
Listen, man, Kiki Arafin got the better of her today. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 of 14 shooting, man. Kiki stirring that pot on Angel today. Listen, the Chicago Sky are trash. And Washington Mystics, you are a 500 team fighting for the playoffs. You are scrapping to get into that playoffs, and I respect it. Led by 2 rookie all-stars, and Angel Reese had the nerve to say they have the best young core in the...
Following the game, Coach Tyler Marsh openly criticized the team's failure to defend the paint on, unmistakable critique of their interior defense. Angel Reese struggled offensively, shooting just 6 for 16 from the field, and foul trouble didn't help her case as she picked up 5, further limiting her effectiveness. While she was efficient from the free throw line, hitting 10 of 11 attempts, those points offered little consolation as the Sky were repeatedly exposed on the defensive end.
First of all, we all know the Indiana Fever had the best young core in the league with Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. Forget young core, that's probably the best duo, period. So, during that whole thing, when she said, yo, we the skyscrapers, best young duo in the league. When she said that, I told y'all, we all knew CC and AB was better. That's not even a conversation. I said, wait a second. Are y'all sure, Angel, are you sure you and Camila are better than Sonia Citron and Kiki? The last I checked, the Washington Mystics had 2 rookies that made the All-Star team. And boy, did they show why today. They took this matchup perfect.
The Sky actually put up 86 points, 9 more than their season average of 7-7, proving that offense wasn't the issue in this matchup. The real breakdown came on the defensive end, which was nothing short of disastrous. That responsibility falls squarely on the players expected to anchor the defense. When your team allows 103 points and becomes the backdrop for rookie milestones, it's a clear sign that something is fundamentally wrong with the defensive structure. This isn't a one-off incident either. It's been a recurring theme all season long. Angel Reese continues to post respectable individual numbers, yet the Sky keep piling up losses. At the end of the day, personal stats are meaningless when they don't translate into wins. That harsh reality is becoming harder and harder to ignore because without team success, those numbers are just empty noise. And that leads us to one of the most humiliating moments of the game itself.
Spins on Reese, comes back. Yes, off the window. As she's saying, too small on the way back. Very subtly so, but she had the hand.
Want to know what true humiliation looks like? Imagine being hit with a too small taunt on live television, then having the announcers highlighted for the entire audience at home. That's exactly what happened to Angel Reese in the first quarter, when Washington's Shakira Austin scored over her and followed it up with one of the boldest taunts of the season. Austin didn't just win the matchup, she made sure the entire arena and everyone watching knew it.
Austin going at him. Everybody's just going at him. The Chicago Sky are food. And I mean, it's just embarrassing to the point where it's like, you like as a Sky fan, y'all are probably happy y'all lost by less than 20 points today. And that is embarrassing. That is ridiculous. Y'all getting popped, bro. Y'all not just losing. Y'all getting smoked by 20 and 30 and 40 and almost 50. Bro, y'all are terrible. Something has to change. Something has to change.
This wasn't just standard on-court trash talk Shakira. Austin's gesture was a pointed statement about Angel Reese's struggles on defense, laid bare for a national audience. That single moment perfectly encapsulated the deeper issues plaguing Chicago's interior defense and highlighted Reese's inability to protect the rim when it counts most. Austin didn't just beat her, she dominated the play, and the broadcasters made sure to spotlight the taunt, adding to the public embarrassment. For someone expected to be the anchor of the Sky's defense,
Listen to this. We have the commentators that are actually laughing at this.
To be able to attack and finish inside, and Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it, blocked. Give this one to
We have commentators laughing at this.
Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it, blocked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves. Like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now. Let me let me get real serious.
what made the situation even more disappointing was Reese's response after being outplayed. Rather than elevating her defensive effort or making key adjustments, she continued to struggle as Shakira Austin and the Mystics systematically dismantled Chicago's defense. That moment wasn't just a low-light hit, was a reflection of the team's broader defensive issues, which have contributed to their repeated losses despite Reese's individual stats. Now contrast that with how true defensive anchors approach adversity. Players like Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull regularly go up against elite offensive talent, yet they remain composed and impactful. You don't see them getting taunted on national TV because they understand how to play winning defense. When tested, they rise to the occasion instead of becoming the highlight reel for the opposition.
Angel Reese went home and got cooked in front of everybody. She played a good game, but her team got destroyed. This team is pitiful. Pitiful. And the sad part is, it's not like they have anywhere to turn. Ariel Atkins didn't play today, but she ain't been winning them no game. It's not, they have nowhere to turn. They went and made moves in the offseason as if they had a team to go out and win games and try to compete right now. Going and giving up your young draft pick for Ariel Atkins, going and getting Vandersloot, who's hurt. I mean, I just don't understand the direction they thought they were going in. But this has been malpractice from the management to the coaching to a lot of these players. Terrible.
Shakira Austin's taunt wasn't just about a single moment. It symbolized an entire game in which the Mystics completely overpowered the Chicago Sky. Sonia Citron's career-high 28 points were a direct result of Chicago's failure to establish any defensive presence in the paint. Kiki Irafan's 22 points and 10 rebounds added to the dominance, making the night a historic one for Washington for all the wrong reasons. If you're on Chicago's side, both rookies not only made franchise history, but also outperformed Chicago's veteran lineup in every major category. For Angel Reese, the public humiliation on the court was just the beginning of what would spiral into a rough week. Being dominated by Austin and taunted on live television should have been the low point. But things were only just getting started. The defensive collapse that allowed Washington to rack up 103 points laid bare the critical flaws in Chicago's system, with Reese at the center of many of those breakdowns. And as bad as things were on the court, they were about to take an even more dramatic turn off of it, especially once the controversy hit social media.
All of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm gonna do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm gonna try.
When a three-time WNBA champion labels you a C-tier player, you have two options. Respond with your performance on the court or take the battle to social media. Angel Reese chose the latter. Candace Parker didn't hold back during her new podcast post moves with Alia Boston, dropping some brutally honest insights, and Reese's reaction. It spoke volumes about where her focus truly lies.
And Cameron Brink, I think, is, the unknown. So I put Cameron Brink on the C level, I think, just in terms of her kind of showing glimpses of what she's capable of. I think WNBA, with the space and her length and versatility, she's going to be able to have an impact on the defensive end immediately. And then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level.
Candace Parker didn't mince words when she placed Angel Reese in the C tier, alongside Cameron Brink during her player tier list discussion. She made it clear that her take wasn't coming from a place of bias or negativity, but from a perspective rooted in basketball analysis. Parker posed a pointed question. I am not a hater in any way, shape, or form, but which of the players I just mentioned would you realistically take Angel Reese over? Her message was clear. Reese, at this point, isn't viewed as someone who can lead a team or serve as a primary offensive threat.
I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my tier.
Rather than letting her performance speak on the court, Angel Reese took to social media with a cryptic post. Clout is one hell of a drug, like it really gets to a point. Think about that for a moment. She appeared to be accusing a 3 WNBA champion and 2-time MVP of chasing clout, and this is coming from someone who hosts her own podcast, frequently inserts herself into Caitlin Clark-related narratives, and stays in the spotlight with weekly viral moments.
We have her reposting this. I'd be mad too if a girl who was beautiful, rich, famous, rich and famous, lifestyle of the rich and the famous, they always complaining. Shout out to Good Charlotte, man. They were a quality band. And well liked among her peers, comes in, breaks my records, gets promotion, brand deals I couldn't get, and then has the audacity to steal my vet. I'd be bitter. Angel Reese reposted that. And then Angel Reese puts out her own tweet. Clout is one hell of a drug. Like, it really gets to a point. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Candace Parker's evaluation centered on Angel Reese's current limitations, specifically her inability to serve as a go-to offensive weapon or lead a team to consistent wins. While Parker did credit Reese for her strength on the offensive glass, she questioned her overall impact when compared to top-tier talents like Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson, and Nafisa Collier, all of whom were ranked higher. It was a rare moment of candid analysis from a former player, one that cut through the noise with honest, basketball-first insight.
A'ja Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defensive Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier, she's up there with top tier with Asia. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball. Pump fake, she's gonna make you choose wrong. I know you guys are gonna say I'm biased because I'm putting all 4s at the S, but the 4s run the league. Don't ever forget that. Brianna Stewart, the versatility reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. I don't think there's any debate with that.
What makes this situation even more ironic is Reese calling out someone else for chasing clout. While much of her public persona has been built around controversy and social media buzz. Yes, Candace Parker was promoting her new podcast with Aaliyah Bossum, but she was also offering legitimate basketball analysis rooted in performance metrics and team impact. Despite pushback from Reese's supporters, Parker stood by her comments, clarifying that her critique wasn't personal, it was an honest assessment. When compared to the league's top-tier talent, Reese fell short in the areas that truly define elite players.
This is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's gonna raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's gotta have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. 2-time champ, now took on the challenge to be #1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
The uncomfortable reality is that Candace Parker's critique mirrors exactly what we've been seeing on the court all season. Angel Reese continues to put up double-doubles, but the Chicago Sky keep losing and remain outside the playoff picture. Reese's reaction to the criticism hints that she may be more focused on maintaining her public image than making meaningful strides in her game. The real question isn't whether Parker was harsh, it's whether she was right. And based on this season's performance, the evidence strongly supports her perspective.
And yet again, her fans have talked her into another one-sided beef. The other side doesn't know that they're beefing, but as far as Angel Reese is concerned, as far as the Reese's Pieces are concerned, oh, it's beef and it is on site. The last one-sided beef, you guys know. This current one-sided beef started innocently when Candace Parker was asked 2 ranked players who were clearly better than Angel Reese. The Reese's Pieces threw a temper tantrum, tagged Angel so many times, tweeted about it so many times, that now Angel Reese is convinced in her own mind, oh, this actually is beef. Candace Parker, you don't like me.
While Angel Reese is busy stirring controversy and racking up stats that rarely translate into wins, true WNBA stars are demonstrating what real impact looks like. Take Caitlin Clark. For example, she's completely changed the trajectory of the Indiana Fever during her rookie season. Under her leadership, the team has gone from league afterthought to a competitive squad. Fans are excited to watch. And that shift didn't happen by luck. What sets Clark apart is her ability to elevate the play of those around her without chasing the spotlight or relying on social media buzz. Teammates like Lexi Hull have noticeably improved, becoming more confident shooters and smarter playmakers. Even Kelsey Mitchell has adapted her game, finding new ways to thrive alongside a rookie who could have easily dominated the spotlight. Clark's presence enhances her team, and that's what separates true leaders from stat sheets.
So a lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness.
Just look at how Sophie Cunningham carries herself in Indiana. She contributes to winning basketball without stirring up drama or clashing with legends online. Players like her respond to criticism the right way by staying focused, improving their game, and letting their performance do the talking. When their skills are questioned, they don't fire off vague social media posts, they simply get better. The difference in direction between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky says it all. Under Caitlin Clark's leadership, the Fever are building a sustainable, exciting future that fans can truly believe in. Meanwhile, the Sky continued to slide, with individual stats masking deeper issues. Despite Angel Reese's numbers, Chicago has missed the playoffs and suffered nationally televised setbacks that highlight just how far they are from true competitiveness.
Angel Reese is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, I think 11 points, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant.
What makes 2025 so exciting is the rise of teams built around true team-first players, not individuals chasing stats and attention. The WNBA is clearly recognizing that chemistry, unselfish play, and collective effort lead to more meaningful success than flashy numbers tied to off-court drama. More and more franchises are prioritizing players who elevate their teammates, rather than those who only shine in the box score. Take Aaliyah Boston, for example, Candace Parker's podcast co-host, and a model of what winning basketball looks like. Boston has focused on building a long-term foundation with the Fever, prioritizing team growth and sustained success. She doesn't rely on controversy or feuds with respected veterans to stay in the spotlight. Her game and leadership speak loud enough on their own.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar, not a female superstar. She is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
True WNBA stars achieve greatness by prioritizing team success over personal branding. Caitlin Clark's rookie season proved that real impact goes far beyond individual stats. Her presence transformed the Indiana Fever, not just in how they played, but in their mentality, preparation, and long-term outlook. The contrast between legitimate stars and social media personalities becomes crystal clear when you watch the games instead of scrolling through Twitter. One group lays the foundation for championships, the other builds headlines and follower counts. That's exactly why fans are rallying behind Indiana. Real talent always rises, and authentic basketball players create lasting success, not just viral moments. Meanwhile, Chicago's season has become a case study in how individual achievements, without team impact, amount to little more than noise. The Sky's 7-19 record, second worst in the league, proves that. Double-doubles mean nothing if they don't lead to wins. While Angel Reese racks up rebound stats and public feuds with WNBA legends, players like Caitlin Clark are building something bigger, a winning culture that makes the league truly exciting to watch. Real basketball fans can see the difference between substance and spectacle, between empty stats and real success. If you think Reese is hurting her team's chances, drop me bounds in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a breakdown. Click the video on your screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.